You have finally made it.
To episode 3!
Yes, the episode 3, the grand finale. This is probably one of the most important if you were getting into any kind of cutting with digital printing.
And again, basic information.
Basic, we are bringing it to you simple, folks. All right, so as far as goes, episode 3, what we're going to cover, of course, is bleed and why it's important to your contour cuts. What it even means. For some of you guys that are like, all right, what does that even mean? We're going to go over that. Also, we're going to discuss how you want your panels printed and why that's so important when we are designing the art. If you're wanting to go vertical, if you're wanting to go horizontal with your panels.
Affects the quoting.
Affects a lot with the quoting. And then number 3 will be quoting. We will not be discussing pricing, but we're going to discuss basically the process of what it takes to build a quote. I might even throw in a little bit of ideas for you guys down that road. So we will get started, and Jason's going to go and show you what bleed is and why it's important.
Okay, first off, contour cutting is anything that has to be plotter cut. Okay, if you're just printing a big image and you're trimming it out to the edge, that's not contour cutting. Contour cutting is if it's a specific shape that we have to throw on a cutter and have it cut to shape, okay? So basically what we have here is just a couple E's. I've really simplified this. This could be several letters that make up a name or a logo, but I've zeroed in on just one letter for ease of describing this process. The blue in the back is basically the surface that represents the surface that you're going to put your kit on, just so you can see what we're going to talk about.
Today we're going to call that surface of a van.
Right.
Okay, it's a blue van, and you are putting digital printed lettering on it.
On the right, we have an image of something that has no bleed or is not what we would deem not ready for printing yet. Okay. What that means is you have a specific shape that's got to be cut right to the edge. If this little yellow line represents the cut line, okay? And even though our cutters are very, very accurate, if I'm off just a hair, you'll see a white in the background. And I don't have the white. Why is that? There we go. So if it's off just a hair, I exaggerated that a little bit too much. Even just a little bit. You see.
Yeah, you're going to notice that. And it really looks off.
Take
Your customer.
You'll have this white little halo around it, and it doesn't look very attractive.
It's one thing when you got a white vehicle, but if you had a colored vehicle like this blue van here,
right,
that's going to stick out like a sore thumb, make it look like you really have no clue what you're doing.
Correct. So what we do is we like to add bleed to it. It's called different things in different industries. In offset printing it's called trap or whatever. In our industry we call it bleed. And what we're basically doing is we're bleeding out these colors. So if the cut line is off just a smidge, you don't get any of that white.
Gotcha.
So the only thing you're going to see is maybe where the two colors meet isn't quite lined up, but that's hardly noticeable when we're talking like off a 32nd of an inch or so. So that's why we like to add bleed to things. So if your artist is aware of what you're talking about when you say make sure you add bleed to these contour cuts in the vector file that you're sending over, that saves a lot of time. If it's real simple, like an oval in a box or something, we're not going to charge for that. We can create that fairly quickly. But if we're talking several things, several logos, several things of information that's on this thing that's going to get cut out instead of one big print, it's going to take time. We're going to have to invest time into creating this play. Otherwise, you're going to get what we just showed in the early part of that.
And that's where it's very important when you are talking to us as sales and sending in these files, you need to let us know, hey, this is going to be a contour cut file.
Very important.
So that's also important for your artist to know. I mean, if your artist is working on this, you don't need bleed if you're not contour cutting. So don't say, hey, I gotta have bleed on this, but we're not cutting anything.
Right.
Okay? Because then it's gonna look really weird, really awkward.
Right.
So make sure that you're just getting that information. That is huge for us to know.
Right.
And so what we're going to move into next is the printed panels.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys our Eagle van.
So earlier in an earlier episode, we talked about the different types of vehicles, and we zeroed in on this is our vehicle here. Okay.
And notice the side shots. Okay, when I'm asking you guys, hey, if you guys could get us side shots, do you see how these are? They're not at an angle. They're not backed at a corner. They're not in between three vehicles.
Right.
It's just great side shots. It helps us out in the long run.
And to be fair, you don't always have that luxury of getting
Mm-hmm.
a perfect profile. So that's why it's so important to get exactly the type of vehicle you are and at least get a shot of every side so we know which version we're working with.
Exactly.
Okay, so we went from this is our van, and then we went to a design layout, which is what typically happens. And then what happens after that is it has to be sectioned out. So this van will come over usually from your artist or yourself as one big print. You know, we don't usually get this part. This is what you guys show your customers, you know, to make it look good. You know, maybe you don't, I don't know, but we do. And then what we do is we start breaking this thing out. We start saying, you know, our material sizes, what we have, what we know about, and how big this image is. We start breaking this thing out. On this van, we wanted vertical seams. We typically, unless the customer specifies, we always overlap about 1 inch, if that's any indication. And most of the time, 90% of the time we do stuff, it's usually vertical prints. The reason we do that is, one, it's easier to handle prints that way for your installer.
Especially if you're doing it by yourself.
That's right. And we can gang it up better to fit material sizes. So if I were to gang this up and split it in half and do 2 prints, each half may not be a really good image size for our material. We might be wasting a bunch. See what I'm saying? So we, you know, break this down. We always try to get the best, you know, gang ups as we can out of this image, so you guys don't have to pay extra for wasted material.
Yeah. Well, and you know, really, it goes along with it with quoting this. We are going to save as much money as we can. I mean, if you have a section of this panel that we can get, say, 2 of the panels printed on a 48-inch roll versus a 54, you've now just saved that much square footage. I mean, you're saving all of that precious
And
material.
typically, if we're doing it, or you sent something to us and you want us to size it and then section it out, we'll typically go about 3 or 4 inches beyond, maybe closer to 3 inches beyond the area that you're applying to. But we're relying on templates. So if it's crucial that, you know, we make this the right size, it does help if you have a chance just to measure the height of something or anything like that, so we can verify that our template is correct. You know, because they are. I don't care who you go through for your templates or your on vehicles, they're always going to be off a little bit.
And we have had that issue where it was just extremely tight, and you know, it's one thing we just didn't know.
So if you don't have that at the beginning of it, and we create the thing, and we send an approval to you, and it has the size of it on it, verify, make sure that size is going to fit. You know?
And that's crucial what you just said. We always send you a proof.
Yes.
We will always send a proof, because we're not going to push print, and you're not going to spend the time getting art ready until you say, all right, this is exactly what I want.
Our customer likes it, he's seen it, he likes it.
And we are good to go. So as far as it goes, if you guys are really wanting to take your time on this, you really want to go after this, more information, go to the Eagle ICT site. Make sure you get that list that we're talking about, all your check marks of things that we're going to be asking about and looking for. And really, it's one of those, don't treat digital printing as you would a normal automotive kit. It's not one of those where, all right, I'm going to order this today and I'm going to get it tomorrow and that's the way it's going to be. It's not that way. This is a custom thing, so you need to allow that time. You need to allow for any kind of mistakes with your install, with anything. I mean, if a printer goes down, we're gonna of course let you guys know that, but that's information that don't expect it to be just this ASAP kind of thing. It takes time.
And all that time, we're not talking a lot of time here. Usually it's a typical 3-day deal if we got finished art.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's the key.
That's finished art. That means everything that we discussed is ready to go when we get the art. So all we're doing is minimal things, preparing the files for our process here. That doesn't take very long. But if we open stuff up and we find it's not high enough res, or we find out that there's some contour cutting elements there that haven't been created, that adds to that time, and it just creates more time for your customer. So,
well, and basing off things like this, as far as it goes, really there is not very much cutting at all on this print.
no, we have some here.
So
Yes.
as far as it goes, I mean, there will be upcharges for things like this where we are having to cut and mask.
Things like that.
Those will be an upcharge from just your basic print and lam only. But we're not going to add that cost to all of this.
Right.
It's only going to be the sections that are taken care of.
Right, so these elements here that were contour cut, they were created in Illustrator in a vector format where we could create cut files.
And so if we're putting them in, say, this open piece here, yes, that section is going to be charged for being cut.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that we have to do down that road. But we are going to always find out ways to save you the most money and place it in the right ways.
Really good.
And so that is just the overall general basics of digital printing, getting started with us. I know it was a lot of information being thrown at you guys. So always give us a call. We're always here to answer questions. Make sure you're checking us out once again on Facebook. Go there, like us. Make sure you hit the following button. Make sure you say see first, so you're actually seeing the content we're going to be putting out. Keep up with us on Instagram, YouTube. I mean, we have got so much free content for you guys. There's no way that I'm seeing any other customer, or not customer, but manufacturer putting out this much content for free.
Or information, helpful
I mean-
information. We're trying to help everybody as far as what to expand their business if they want
Exactly.
to. And
I
this
mean,
digital.
with us helping you guys expand and you guys buying from us, it helps us expand. There's more we can start doing for you. So that's crucial for us. That's the whole thing. But over everything, quality. We are all about making sure you get the top quality product. Integrity is our main line in our company. Our company is built on the integrity. We're not going to screw you over. It's just one of those that we want to make sure you're taken care of. So feel free to give us questions, or if you got questions, email or call us in 1-800-874-9564. And we'll be talking to you soon. I'm sure we're working on lots of new things this year. So stay tuned.
Bye, guys.